Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the 6th Hispanic Leadership Summit on this December the 6th, 2023. This is a truly special day. The World Human Foundation gathered 800 leaders from the public, private, and non-for-profit sectors here in New York City. Together, we are here to discuss the common agenda of Latinos. This year, we're focused on unification, perception, and representation. And our starting point is that Latinos are prosperity, power, and progress. The Hispanic Leadership Summit is a day and a half of high-level programming focused on action-based conversations informed by the most recent data about the Hispanic community to develop concrete initiatives, partnerships, programs, and best practices. The programming of the World Human Foundation's Hispanic Leadership Summit includes the implementation of playbooks, resources, and toolkits to equip corporate America and other players to create robust strategies for Latinos. This summit represents the work that we do at the World Human Foundation towards unification, representation, and perception change for our community's path to progress. Some of America's best corporations meet with community and non-for-profit organizations for a day and a half to share learnings and build consensus around priorities and programs. At the heart of our mission, we believe that positive solutions are a win-win for everyone because Hispanic progress is American progress. So, as we embark on this summit, I want to thank you for being here. And let's remember that every step we take in advancing the Latino community is a stride towards the progress for all Americans. I invited one of our co-chairs, Dale Petrovsky, CEO of the Dallas Regional Chamber, to share with us some welcome remarks and his vision of how the Hispanic community is the future of our country. Dale, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Claudia. Very honored to be here, this very important gathering in New York City to look at the future of the Hispanic, the power of the Hispanic market and the growing power of the Hispanic market. I'd start by I'm going to talk locally in Dallas, then I'm going to talk about statewide Texas, then I'm going to talk about the nation, if that's okay. You know, I work day to day in the Dallas community, running the Dallas Regional Chamber. Dallas is a community of 8 million people. It's the fourth largest market in the United States now. And 30% of our population is Hispanic. And of that, 76% are Mexican origin. 76% of the 30% are Mexican origin. Next is El Salvador at 5%. Then next is Puerto Rico at 3%, and then Honduras at 2%. So the vast majority of Latinos in the Dallas market are from Mexico. We also have many major companies that are Latino based in Dallas. Bimbo, everyone knows Bimbo. Sinopolis, the movie chain. Mission Foods, Inter Ceramic, those are all based in Dallas, Texas. And so the Latino market is very influential and very important in Dallas and growing in influence and growing in numbers. Then if we go to Texas, I want to talk about trade. Texas trades with Mexico at a greater rate than any other nation by far. 33% of our trade, our exports in Texas go to Mexico. That is more than the next 8 countries combined. Okay, that's how big our relationship economically is to Mexico. Now, Mexican exports to Texas, 37% of their exports to the United States come to Texas. Next is California at 12%. So you can see we have a real brotherhood, sisterhood relationship with Mexico. And then if you think about the US market, the GDP of just the Latino community in the United States would make it the 5th largest country in the world. That's how powerful this market is. The purchasing power of Latinos has risen 87% from 2010 to 2020 versus 51% of the non-Latino market. So much greater growth in purchasing power. 70% of new homeowners in the next 20 years are going to be Latinos. And the average age of the population of Latinos in the United States is 19, compared to the average age of the non-white population, which is 58. So 19 years old versus 58. That statistic alone should tell you that the future is with the Hispanic market. And so that's why this gathering is so important, as we get our arms around what this all means, and how everyone needs to focus on the Latino market, engage with the Latino market in a way that they feel heard, understood, and welcomed.
And I want to thank you, Dale, for your co-chairmanship, having allies, visionary leaders like you, representing such a strong and big state like Texas, and the Chamber of Commerce means that you know that what we're doing is the need to equip everybody so that we can have everybody there. Your participation elevates the conversation. And we're so thankful for your words, wisdom, and representing us as co-chairs. So well, thank you, Dale.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Now I would like to share some of the key highlights of the Hispanic Leadership Summit with all of you under the co-leadership and co-chairmanship of a number of really extraordinary leaders. First of all, we're gonna be honored to have in our program honorable American labor leader and civil rights activist Dolores Huerta. Also, Elisa Villanueva Bird, the CEO of Teach for America, Ambassador, Deputy Permanent Representative Alicia Buenrostro, Dr. Mauricio Gutierrez, Diana Flores, among others. The Hispanic Promise will be launched at the Hispanic Leadership Summit, and is the first of a kind national pledge to prepare, hire, promote, retain, and celebrate Latinos in the workplace, as well as build relationship with Hispanic bonders. Launched in 2018 to date, the Hispanic Promise has 320 companies that have signed it and that are implementing the framework. So today we're going to be launching the Hispanic Promise 3.0 in partnership with the Bain Company. And a new version includes an overview, clear assessment for companies to identify where they need to focus, a directory of vetted partners to help companies advance on each pillar, a repository of best practices, and a clear roadmap for smooth implementation, including metrics to evaluate progress. We are data-oriented, and a data-oriented organization, and I have the honor to share that new data about Latino sentiment, representation, and demographics will be released at the summit. We partner with Paramount's Content for Change to launch the Industry in Progress study. That study focuses on understanding diversity in the advertising industry. The goal is to gain insights that will overcome differences and find more effective ways to represent minorities. We're also very proud to launch our first cohort of the Hispanic Star Award, Changemakers Shaping America, created by a joint initiative between Ashoka and the We Are All Human Foundation. The 17 award winners are recognized for their outstanding contributions and their dedication to fostering positive change within the Latino and Hispanic communities. Changemakers launched in this summit. Now I want to invite my dear friend, Stacy de Armas, the SVP Diverse Insights and Initiative from Nielsen, to share the latest insights from our joint Hispanic Sentiment Study 2023. The second round of insights unveiled groundbreaking insights marked by significant upswing in the unity within the Hispanic community. Stacy, the floor is yours. Thank you so much for being here with us. Let me actually pause to share with you the mic.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. I have the great privilege to be able to share some of the data at the summit later today, but I'm going to share some highlights today and the key themes that came out of the Hispanic Sentiment Study 2.0, done in conjunction with Tuluna, of course, Hispanic Star, and Televisa Univision. So the high-level themes coming out of the study are economic concerns and cost of living, educational advancements and professional opportunities, and of course, political and social perspectives. While Claudia mentioned there is great progress around unity, there was also great concern and some changes that we saw from the 2018 to the 2023 study. Most importantly is that the issues that are most important to the Latino communities have shifted significantly, as had the economics of the country. But they've moved from issues that were larger, sort of infrastructural, social issues, to issues that directly impact their personal and community safety and well-being. Things like economics, gun control, issues that are very personal and close to the family. The economy at 54% and cost of living at 53% were the highest, most important issues to Latinos in 2023, and both of these have shown increases in importance. Whereas healthcare, which was number one in 2018, has dropped. Not significantly, but there was a shift in difference. And again, overall, what we see is issues that impact personal finances, families, and more close unity are the ones that increased, and issues that were larger sort of decreased in importance. A few disappointing points. One was that the satisfaction with opportunity and life seems to have decreased from 2018. And that doesn't mean that Latinos are less satisfied with their individual family lives. It means that some of the issues that impact the progress and prosperity of families. So while we've still seen an increase, Claudia, in homeownership and other economic markers, generally speaking, the weight of the economy seems to have compressed upon Latino families. The belief that Latinos make up a distinct community in the U.S. has increased, and so there's a lot of opportunity there. One of the most important points, I think, that we found throughout all of the data, more of which we'll release later today, is that businesses have the opportunity to impact and make some change here. When there are larger infrastructural concerns, things like immigration, which were things we saw higher in 2018 compared to now, those are really sort of public policy and larger issues that can't directly necessarily be impacted by individual companies. But the issues that we saw that roused out of this last round were really, again, more personal issues that we believe business has the opportunity to impact change. I'll leave you with one last point. One of them was that Latino families and most really sort of generation Gen Z and Gen X felt that there was lack of opportunity to grow in business. And these are areas that we think mentorship programs, sponsorship programs, and others can help impact that direct sentiment. We'll be sharing more later today.
And if I may.
Yes.
There's one last point of the Hispanic sentiment study that will be at the center of what we will be releasing this afternoon, which is a theme of unity. We have seen skyrocketing numbers coming up from the last 5 years comparative, the Hispanic Sentiment Study 2018 to 2023, where the unity of Latinos increased from 14% to 48%. That is a 34% increase. 34% is an enviable number anywhere where you see it. So if you're starting to see how the GDP has grown more than 30%, as Dale was talking about, how the sentiment of Latinos in unity is growing 30%, those are the numbers that Latinos are doing. Our growth is around the 30%, while our representation still remains on 19% of the population, but only 1% or 2%, and we cannot break that number. Our growth is on the 30 percentile number. And we will be sharing during the Hispanic Hispanic Leadership Summit more and more data. The Trust Barometer will be shared. We will have more and more from the Latino Donor Collaborative, so you can expect from this summit a number of data points, reports, data in action, so that we can equip and mobilize companies and individuals to make a difference and advance the agenda for Latinos, understanding that that is a great thing for everybody, because what is good for Hispanics is good for America. And with these insights, we wrap up this press conference. Remember to follow us on social media at We're All Human Foundation and the Hispanic Star. To see the full program, please visit weareallhuman.org/Hispanic Leadership Summit 2023. Thank you so very much, members of the media and participants. I wish you all happy end of the year. Thank you so much.